You know what I'm saying? That boy was in there throwing hands like Batman was really in that whole throwing hands like he in the hood. You feel me? Like he was really, out there like on some vengeance, on some real like I'm about to just beat the shit out of everybody. Anybody coming me weak, they getting slapped off GP.
This what they asking for, don't even have to ask them though. Just get the cash and go, cheese like a casserole. We are not the same, boy, we not compatible. I'm feeling superhuman like I'm one of
What up, man? It's your boy Riley back again with another episode of Riley Reviews, man. I know I've been gone for a little while, but now I'm back, and I'm about ready to get back on it for real. And I didn't think it would be any better time to start or come back to this than to start off with the Batman movie. Without further ado, let's just jump into it, man. First off, let me say that this movie is fresh on my mind. I just got through watching it maybe like 2 hours ago, so I'm just going off memory. I mean, I haven't scripted anything, so I'm just giving my perspective on this based on my initial watch. And I gotta tell y'all, man, I'm not too happy about this iteration of Batman. There are some good parts of this movie that I really enjoyed, but overall, man, so we're going to jump into the good and we're going to jump into the bad, man, and just going to go from there, Also, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. If you like my content, man, go check out some of my other previous reviews. I did some things for Mortal Kombat a little while ago. Also did a video for King Kong, Kong versus Godzilla, which I wasn't feeling either, but y'all go check that out if y'all ain't checked that out already. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so the good parts of this movie. I would say, man, the good parts were the action, man. Robert Pattinson, he did his thing. In regards to the action scenes, man, it was really real gritty. You know what I'm saying? That boy was in there throwing hands like Batman was really in that whole throwing hands like he in the hood. You feel me? Like he was really, out there like on some vengeance, on some real like I'm about to just beat the shit out of everybody. Anybody coming me weak, they getting slapped off GP. You feel me? So that was cool. I liked how grounded that was in regards to the fight scenes. Every fight. You could just tell, man, like with every punch, he's trying to knock your head off. And I can dig that, man, because, based on his background and shit, his mom dying, all the rest of this good stuff, he has all this built up animosity, anger. You know what I'm saying? This is essentially the same stuff that we see Batman do with nearly every iteration, man. He go through all, these life changes, blah, 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 and then now he's ready to whoop some ass. So all that was cool. The Riddler was solid, man. I really enjoyed the spin they were putting on the Riddler, man. They turned him more into like a serial killer, like more in lines with like a Jigsaw or something like that, man. Like I like how they intertwine that type of feel and that like sinister evilness and stuff like that. They intertwine that into the whole overall plot of the movie. That was cool. Jeffrey Wright did a good job as Detective Gordon. Zoe, she did a really good job as Catwoman, and the cast overall, they did pretty good, man. Given the information and the script that they had, they did a pretty good job given what they had to work with. However, the story is all over the place. It started off really, really solid, man. Really solid. How you would want a Batman movie to start off. He starts off with, that eerie music, and then, you jump into some fight scenes, and he shows what he's capable of at this time and juncture in his Batman career. He's showing that early. So we all seeing them like, all right, man, all right, we in for a good treat, you know what I'm saying? And then as time progressed, man, the show got kind of boring, man. Like, it's a 3-hour movie. You gotta keep some people engaged. You gotta keep your people engaged. And I'm telling you, like towards the middle of it, I started like dozing off in the movie theater because I was in one of the movie theaters. They got the recliner and shit. We up there eating and shit. And all the rest of that good jazz. And I almost took like a little 5-minute nap in between sessions when they over there trying to investigate and see who's doing what and how and all the rest of this good stuff. So it was a bit of a blah in the second act, I would say. and I didn't really think that it needed to be 3 hours. That was a bit overkill for me. It didn't necessarily have to be 3 hours. The storyline with Falcone and the Penguin, it was unnecessary. It was just a lot of stuff in one movie. That part was not necessary, and there was a lot of back and forth, like he say, she say for a little while. Like Robert Pattinson will go to one guy, get some information, and then he'll get mad because the other guy didn't tell him this information. So he'll go to the other guy tell him the information from his perspective, and they'll be like scene to scene, back to back. So it didn't we didn't even have any time to digest what the first guy told him before we jumping into the second scene where another guy's telling him something to combat what the first guy said, and he believes the second guy. But he just got through believing the first guy. Like, he was just like all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. You got to make up your mind and understand who you're dealing with. They kind of made, and I understand this is Batman like year 2 or 1 or whatever. Like, he's fresh off of getting into it or whatever. But, bruh, he wasn't really, I mean, he was a detective. He was doing his thing, but he was just like one of the cops. Look, like, I mean, that's what it seemed like for the entire movie. It seemed like he was just one of the cops. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like this vigilante that was out here doing his thing like on his own or whatever, which is how we typically see Batman. We see him kind of he's a loner. He likes working by himself. You know what I'm saying? He does his thing on his own, man. He goes and he investigates things and uses advanced technology to come up with conclusions based on what he's seen. But in this movie, he was like, him and the police were like working together. You know what I'm saying? Like, typically how I would see it, he would just work directly with Gordon, which is what we all know. Gordon will, set off the back, so they have the discussions, blah, blah, blah. But this nigga was working with the whole damn force. And he wasn't doing any stealth. I'm used to Batman being ninja-like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll come in, he'll talk to 1 or 2 people, and then he'll bounce. But, man, this movie, he up in the precinct with the cops, like, talking and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, this is not the Batman that I'm used to seeing. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because Batman is supposed to, exude some type of brilliance in regards to his intellect, how he moves, how fast he moves, you know what I'm saying, how he's undetectable. And I swear in this movie, he was walking everywhere like y'all can see who I am. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that he wanted to be like a symbol or whatever, a symbol of like fear and blah, blah, blah. But it made him look more like a man in this movie than it did an actual like symbol of fear, He was more like just a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? Even when he was, in Bruce Wayne mode, he seemed like a gloomy kid, man. He just had no snaps about him or whatever, just acting like a little, like, a somber old sorry kid or whatever. And that's something I'm just not used to, seeing in a Batman like that. But overall, I mean, it was okay, but I don't think this was the best iteration of Batman, and I don't think anything will be able to topple Christopher Nolan's trilogy. It's just that's where we are right now. There's only so many ways you can do Batman, there's only so many ways you can do Catwoman. Now, I will say, like I said before, Zoe Kravitz, she did a really good job as Catwoman, but they seem to be forcing Batman and Catwoman's chemistry in this, or like forcing them to like have a bond or form this bond in some way to where they start like kind of liking each other at the end. And it didn't work for me, man. It really didn't work. Like it didn't work for Robert Pattinson and Zoe, and it didn't really work for Catwoman with the dialogue, Catwoman and Batman with the dialogue that they were given. Like you can't. That has to be organically done, man. You can't just kind of force that. Like, oh, they go on a couple missions together, now they're in love. No, it got to be something that kind of brings it home. You know what I'm saying? And they really didn't nail that like I thought they would. All in all, man, this was 3 hours of a one and done. That's what I'm going to call this movie. This movie is a one and done, meaning I can watch it one time and I'll be okay. For a sequel, I don't know if I'll be able to jump on board with it. You know, me, I'm just a comic book fan, man. I watch all movies. I'll watch them at least once. But this one right here is a one and done for me. I have no interest in spending no more money to go back to the movie theater to go see this one. I think I've had my fill. And those are just my thoughts, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, man. And those of you that are checking out my channel, man, I appreciate you guys. Until next time, man, I'm about to, you know, I'm really trying to jump into it real tough, man. I'm trying to, you know, make sure I'm consistent with my videos this go around, man. I know I kind of fell off my first two. I thought they were, you know, pretty good or whatnot, and kind of took a little hiatus or whatever. But this go around, I'm going to make sure I'm on this. I'm on it. So when the next movie come out, which I think the next one's going to be Multiverse of Madness, you know, I'm going to have to drop my stuff for that, man. But until next time, y'all, man, peace.
This what they asking for, don't even have to ask them though. Just get the cash and go, cheese like a casserole. We are not the same, boy, we not compatible. I'm feeling superhuman like I'm one of the fantastic.